G'day YouTube, welcome back to another video and welcome back to my channel. I've got another little shimpaku juniper here that I'm preparing for our upcoming exhibition on the 27th and 28th of July 2019. Plug. So this is a little juniper that looks pretty good from there. It's just a matter of tweaking some branches, putting a bit of wire, just cleaning up some of the branches, cleaning up any growth that is going downwards. Just a bit of a clean up, a little bit of a wiring, just to get it looking really good for the exhibition. The other thing I do at this time of year for shimpaku is I take them undercover, not out in the cold nights. The cold nights and frost make them turn that browny color. This is just starting to turn a little bit brown, so I was a bit late taking it back inside. So I'm hoping it will just keep that and not go any more browner. Don't be scared if you leave your trees out over winter and they develop that browny color on top. It's like a brown. It's a hard color to explain, but they darken and they go a little bit brown. But it means they're still alive and healthy. They do that in winter. So this is about a refining a shimpaku juniper. This is a nice little cascade. It's actually quite a small little tree. It's not that big. There's my hand for comparison. So it's not a huge. It's a one-hander for me. Pick it up one hand. It's a one-handed tree. So nice little pot. Probably a little bit too big for it, but it's hard to source good quality, Japanese kind of pots in that size here in Melbourne. So let's have a crack at refining this tree and get it looking good for the show. Okay, so I've set myself up, got my wire cutters, my branch trimmers, and I've got my small gauge copper wire. I probably only need 20 gauge and 18 gauge today. I don't think I need anything more. Most of the heavy bends have been done. Looking through this tree, you probably notice a few things. This is the cascade branch. Semi-cascade branch is quite nice. It's quite nice, but it's look a bit sparse. So, whereas up here, it's starting to get very heavy, which is typical. So it's very typical for junipers to do that. The top obviously gets all the energy. Top grows towards the top. The lower ones eventually die off. So you got to try and balance it. So today I will also try and thin out a little bit of this area. There's a little bit too much weight there as well. I think at the back here it doesn't need so much weight. So I might have to reduce a bit of weight there. There's a lot of the small branching around that you need to clean up as well. But yeah, it's just about fine wiring a lot of these branches. A lot of these areas just needs to be fine wired. Plus, you'll notice here these branches haven't been wired, so they're a bit. Although it's a nice cloud shape, it's not a refined shape. You can see underneath it's a little bit. You need to pluck some of those low shoots. Also, the back's a bit messy. It's just a matter of getting this tree to the next level. So, it looks really cute and pretty. I think most people will love it. But I just want to get it to the next level and the next stage of development. So, it's just a matter of now wiring it up. Maybe there's some heavy gauge wire that can come off. Probably might get rid of some of that. But yeah, it's just going through the tree and wiring it up again. Some things to look out for maybe are when you open this up, there's some shoots that grow up in the middle. They don't look the best. You don't need to keep them. Let's take them off and open up the pad a bit more and let the light in. So some of those things we'll be doing today. Yeah, just a matter of wiring and refining. So there you go. Let's have a crack and see how it looks like. So probably the first thing I do is I go around and we'll work my way up and just have a look for branches that are dead or dying or don't look so healthy or not in the right spot or growing up. So, or on the, sometimes you get ones that grow. So if you've got a branch like that, they grow in the middle, inside here, little shoots. I tend to take those off because I want these to be healthy and strong. I don't need a little shoot to be, exist in this spot here. So you got two branches, for example, here, and a little shoot comes out from the crotch of those. You try and get rid of those two. So you just work your way through. I won't show you every single branch, but just explaining that this is what I normally do. Go through anything that's maybe weak and not going to fit the silhouette, that doesn't need to be there. Let's get rid of dead branches. There's some dead ones that grow underneath. So that's what I first do. I just first go through the whole tree and cut out things that are not needed. Like I can see they're not needed, or they're crossing branches, or they're just not in the right spot. Because I've got so much foliage to work with, it's not going to be a huge problem to eliminate a few little branches here and there, or a few little twigs. Yeah, so just go through it. Not too much take off. I won't take off too much in this area because I want to keep the strength of the tree down here. Lots of foliage means lots of strength in this area. So junipers, the strength comes from the foliage, not the roots. So all the strength is in the foliage. So you need to, the more foliage you have, the more stronger the tree is going to be in terms of a juniper. Sometimes I find there's multiple branches from the one spot. We don't need that. So let's just open things up a bit, especially in the heavy areas. So when you're looking at this is probably the top of the cascade bit here. Now, there's a bit of a gap in here, so I'm going to put that in there. So bring this, there's a branch here that I'm just working on to put into that gap here to fill that gap. Makes it look more, so if it's like that, you can see through a little bit too much and a little bit too much in this area. So if you put it there, I think that would look nice if I position that in there. Gives a better silhouette and better flow. So I'm just trying to eliminate anything that will clash with this branch here. This is a very nice little branch, nice little cloud form. So that will sit in there, and I'll wire all this out. So as you can see, when I go through it, now you're probably saying, oh yeah, that would look better if that was wide, and that was wide, and that was wide, and that was bent in this place. So that's the things you see when you really look at trying to get the tree to the next level. And that's how I take it. You're always working to refine a tree better and better each year. Whilst this branch is quite nice and interesting, it does block a little bit of the trunk line. So I might have to swing this back around into here a little bit, just to expose that nice nagari, the nice roots and the nice root movement, which is quite unique with this tree. This tree has really unique movement. Eventually I'd like to get some gin on this, some shari on this, but not yet. I think the tree is really nice like this. It's got some really interesting trunk lines and movement, etc. So I'm going to leave it as it is at the moment. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep working my way through the tree and then come back and let's see the cleanup. So I might do a time lapse on this next bit, just so you can see that, I'm working on the tree. All right. So I've trimmed off a little bit of foliage that I thought was not needed. Probably a little bit more to come off when I start to wire. So you probably noticed I did use the scissors quite a bit. I don't really pinch the tops, that's not what we do. We don't pinch and twist the tops or anything like that. You might have seen me pinching from underneath. I'm pinching the whole little shoot off, including the hard bit of wood. So when I'm pulling like that off the bottom, I'm just pinching off the actual whole bit of the little sub branch and the branch and the twig. I'm not going around and twisting the tops off, the pinching the tops off the juniper. It's off the foliage. So there's a little bit of a misconception or something like that about pinching junipers. Underneath, I pull off the shoots. On top, I come in with my scissors and actually come in and trim off the top with scissors back to just where the hardwood starts to come in. So that's what I usually do. So the hardwood you'll see they're starting to darken and get a bit browner. That's what I usually do. So I use the scissors to go in and do that. I don't do the topiary or anything like that. That's not what you do for junipers. And you don't pinch and twist off the top. You come in with scissors and go in and cut off into the sub branch, into the little branches. So that's what you do. So for example, I would go in and do that, and that comes off. So no pinching, no twisting. That's what you do. So just thought I would show you that. Just with a quick cleanup, you can see it's getting a bit clearer. I can see it already. Just cleared up a little bit more. Now we'll get some wire on, and it should come up really nice and be ready for the exhibition. So here's a quick update of where I'm up to. I have just wired the actual cascade branch and cleaned that up. I'll bring it in for a little close-up. So you can see I'm starting to develop the layers and the pads. As you can see, it's just very fine wire on it. I'm trying to clean up all the lines underneath. I'm trying to do 1, 2, 3, trying to step the pads around and get that look. So you can see how I'm going. I'm up to here. So where are we? So I've done all that. So that is all completed. Now I'm working the